Welcome back to part number 9 of my Imperator Seleukid Empire Marius series. We just finished a war up here in the steppe. We took a fair chunk of the Bosporan Kingdom, in fact, most of it. We had Crayon take out Albania. We now border Armenia. Crayon can carry down in that direction. They don't have a lot of pops, and they are integrating 537. That's a reasonable time frame relative to here, which is 590. I realized that I had a 99 war score when I closed this last war out. We could have taken Utar, and we could have created a Macedonian puppet state in Utar if we had the Macedonian pops in the area, which would probably be sooner than later because these guys many of them are Hellenic. But we don't have any of that just right now, and I sort of do want to have a Macedonian client state to annex the Bosporan Kingdom and much of this area of Thrace, perhaps even Getia. We may be able to open up adjacency to Thrace. I just don't want the aggressive expansion. I could care less. We have plenty of manpower. I have the time and the inclination. I just don't need the trouble with the aggressive expansion. So I think I'm going to see about getting some of these, some Macedonian pops from wherever exactly. There's a massive load of them here. There may be some about in this, I'm not sure. We have a fair bankroll. I built some buildings and moved some pops about in between the episodes. In fact, I did the opposite of what this mission wants me to do. I moved more wrong culture pops to Babylon in the interest of having actually some assimilation occur in these territories here. There's a lot of Babylonians, and I'm tired of seeing Babylonian here. I want to see a bit of Macedonian at some point, and I'm begun to move some pops, I believe, out of here and here. I moved them up into this territory. They are going to assimilate and convert. We're going to get some proper Macedonians in this area. So I spent a little bit of money on that. I did some, I have 4 provincial improvements in the bank, or 3 now. I've started spending religious investments here. We're going to get 4 aqueducts in each of these capital cities, and we're going to try to build this into a mega province. I don't really need the routes per se, but that's what we're going to do. Try to get a little bit more and get these city sizes larger than not. The point, I suppose we're going to go colonize our way across this way here. I think if we colonize here, we can move all the guys to Urval and then swing to this one. Right in here, we'll have to go to Udi, and then we will not take that whole province. We'll take this one. We'll colonize that. We'll take that. We'll have to go here, and then we go to Kin. We'll have to release that and that as a client state, and then we'll just let that the ticker begin 10 years, and then I think we'll come up here and declare war on these guys, finish them, and let that client state deal with the aggressive expansion. We may roll right down from the Bosporan into Thrace at some point. Presently, I'm looking at Armenia. I called up more cohorts here. I presently have them drilling. They are recovering their food. Once they're up to full capacity, I'm going to move them down this way through Crayon, where they're going to eat a lot of food, but there are food sources available here. There's no forts in either of these two, well, in either that province, I believe, or this one. We can refresh our food. I'm not overly concerned. I have some levies and mercenaries. A levy from Syria and Assyria are fairly potent. Persis we can call up right here, and then maybe 3 mercenary stacks from wherever. I'm not sure whether I'm going to hire these big bruisers or not, but I suppose it's not a bad idea. You get it done sooner than later. We're going to end up at war with this fellow as well, I believe. He's allied with Armenia. The war goes on for 3 years. We can separate piece him out and then take 100 war score out of Armenia, mostly going to Crayon, and we have, I think, some claims in works. I have a claim against Armenia here. I may file another. I filed a claim on Nabatea. I was sort of surprised that I could do it. If we take some Nabatean territory, and we are within control range to have this, we can release it as a client state. And if we end up at war with Egypt, we can have our little client state take these various areas, and then we won't have to have a horrendous amount of aggressive expansion, and we won't have to file claims on all these areas either. That's 20 PI, 20 PI, 20 PI, 20 PI, 20 PI, 20 PI. We don't need to worry about it. We'll just have the client state do it. I'm going to do this colonization. I'll be right back to you. Well, there it is. I've done it. That was a costly one war score that I didn't really think through, just sort of wanting to peace out with the Bosphorans. I could have taken Utar for the one war score. I peaced out with 99 of 100. Could have made that 100 of 100 and probably gotten some Macedonians there to create a client state in a reasonably timely manner. Well, we have this area here, and I suspect strongly that we'll be able to move a fair number of pops out. We can do that, right? Let's do it. There are no pops to move from anywhere. So this area here is a tribal and a freeman. And this is going to be mostly Macedonian and one Scythian. So we move these 4 Macedonians out. We should be able to create a client state shortly. 4. So that going to leave 2 of these Macedonians there. And that'll be a Macedonian Hellenic client state, and it should proceed down to, there's a lot of Hellenism about in this area, and I think Thrace is Macedonian predominant. That's their primary culture. As to whether they have as many Macedonians as Propontics is unknown, but that is their primary culture, so that should work out well enough down this way as well. So let's let that month pass, and then we will recreate this client state. I think we have a governor just there, so this is going to be released short. Oh, we have a governor here as well, so we're going to keep that, and we'll have I think we can make Megalos the Wolf. I see. We can make that family grateful by proceeding. The problem is we don't want to. What was that? 9 of 5? 9 of 5? 0, let's see, the fellow is 59, and it looks as though he has no corruption. Why not plop him down there? And we'll see if we can make that family grateful as well. 10 of 5 and 10 of 5 here as well. So they'll reproduce and create more offspring and maybe have more characters without the nefarious tendencies. So we're going to let this roll through for a month. Let's check the status of these. They're going to be the same as they were, as this no time has passed. So let's let that month roll forward. There we go. I'm assuming this is still Macedonian, and therefore it must still be Hellenic, but I'm going to look anyway. Okay, so here we are there, and we can release this provenance, the provenance of Samartia Superioris as a client state immediately. Let's see here, Samartia Superioris. Let's see here. S-M-A-R, where's... we've missed it somehow, I'm not exactly sure. S-A-M-A-R, right, so... And there it is, that would be right there, blinking on and off. That is the area here, and that is the area there. So, let's do that immediately. It's done. So if I check here, you should be Hellenic and Macedonian. So good for me, good for me. This is going to begin the 10-year countdown. Shukshek. Shukshek indeed. All right, well, we have indeed done it. So we'll have Crayon take much of this Armenian area, and we'll have Shukshek take the Bosporan and whatnot down into this area. And I believe we can proceed onward once these armies have recovered their food. All right, I took a break. I rebooted the machine. Let's see what we're looking at here. We have these guys resupplying their food. I don't want to send them down here. I don't think they resupply in our client state We're going to wait till they're full. We'll burn down some aggressive expansion while we're at it. And I note that this available decisions just popped up, and some of these are fairly advantageous at this point. We've reached the level of technology where we can have like this 20% pop conversion speed. We already have a bunch of pop conversion speed, and that'll just turn the afterburners on it, really. We get an extra slot, it's essentially for free. We could take that, we don't need it. We don't really need that either, although with the levies that we're about to enact, that's probably not a poor idea. We have oratory here. I think we could do with... do we have that available? Unintegrated... Oh, that's culture. The culture group is here. But we have another 20% research points, which we can theoretically turn into some gold. If we juice that up to the peak there, we get another, 10, 11 gold per turn. And what'll that do to our research rate? It tanks it, but well, we'll see what happens after we turn the nation into an imperium. Let's do it. We'll do that right now. We lose 10 stability. We have plenty of it. We get 3 provincial improvements. We can continue our build out of our religious improvements in Seleukid Megali province. Maybe build a temple to our fallen Cator Seleukid there. And we'll carry on with that effort as well. We should be able to spend some political influence. So let's do that. We'll turn it into an imperium as we have some useful ideas that we can utilize here. So let's see what we choose, either the slave output or the commerce and unfair. What is that? Well, that's interesting. All right, we make quite a bit of tax, but our slave output, I believe, is high enough. Like, say, most of our slaves are, say, in cities. I think they probably are. So let's see here, 149. That's without any of the 20%. So 20% of 149 is really not all that much. What if we go to some random province, say here? That's 71. So 20% is a decent amount. What's the population? So half a dozen of one. There's probably a fair amount of slaves mulling about in the various territories here. And again, we are making 103 commerce, and we make more there. We could only have some taxes. Well, let's see what we have here. Who knows, really? We have the build cost. Theoretically, that's probably not a bad idea. The population capacities. How much money do we make without any of this augmentation here? We make a fair amount without it. I think that was just 131, wasn't it? It was just 136. Whatever the case is, it's really not all that much different. So do we need either of these, slave output or commerce income? No, I don't think we do, because we're going to get slave output 12% right here, and we get a war score cost bonus for matching these things. So I like the reinforcement speed. We're probably going to need it. And here we're going to take that conversion speed. There. We don't have the loyalty of characters available to us quite yet. What we have here, we could take more war score cost, I suppose, or research points 20%. We'll grab that. And we have a choice to make here. Citizen output, that'll get us more research. Capital imports, commerce, income. Pop capacity or build cost. Pop capacity is a fairly interesting choice, as we could move more slaves into our various territories here, or cities, and juice the output of our slaves, and also get more of them in from the surrounding countryside. and then build the happiness buildings, the theaters and temples, and get them assimilating and converting. I think I'm going to go with pop capacity. Now, once you take this, you can never untake it, because if you untake it, your cities are essentially done for if you go up to the maximum. So there's something I have to work through before proceeding along that path. What do I want? I could take the provincial loyalty. I'm going to build a wonder, theoretically. It's going to give me more loyalty than that if I come up with the 10,000. So then the build cost, 10%. Yeah. I think we make more with moving slaves into the cities and juicing their output than we do with this build cost. I'm going to go with that. So what's our income now? Let's see here. It's down to 114, unfortunately. Well, such is life, I suppose. We lost about 30 per. Yeah, well, oh well. What is the plan now? So we have a bunch more pop capacity. We're converting people faster. Our research should be pegged out. It is. It's about 123. And if we choose not to use harsh taxation policies, we go down to 100, and we're pegged at 150. We happen to have an invention in the bank here, and I also think we happen to have this within range, another 25%. We'll have that immediately. So, well, we can move some pops and see what happens here. In fact, I'm going to begin to populate these cities immediately. Is that going to make for good viewing? No. Maybe I'll just give you a summary report and get back to you. I think, first of all, this one has a foundry. The major ones, well, we have more pop capacity. We have gemstones. We're going to move some more pops in here. From these various surrounding territories, we'll go for Hellenics, as they won't have to convert. And Macedonians, surely. Hellenic Macedonians would be the first choice. Hellenic, well, that's essentially all that we really have here. So Hellenic Sindis, a Hellenic Sindhi there. Hellenic Sindhi. Well, there's going to be a lot of assimilation to do. Do we have? We need to get that ball rolling there as well. We're spending all of our money for this. The wonder. Maybe we'll do this. We'll take advantage of our pop capacity after we build our wonder. I'm just going to deal with the capital territory here. Move some Macedonians into the cities. And then I'll be back and we'll start this war with Armenia and save up the money for our wonder, which we are no longer making as much as we previously were, unfortunately. Well, I'll be back. Actually, maybe this is more interesting viewing than the warring. I'm not really sure, but what we've done here is I moved some pops out of here into here. And there's quite a few Macedonians in through this area, at least there were at some point. There are still quite a few about. And I'm going to Macedonianize all of these cities. In fact, I think I have finally done it. We reached the Macedonian majority, which means that anyone else we bring to this territory here and place in these cities will assimilate at a faster clip than they would have previously, because the dominant culture will no longer have be listed as non-Macedonian. As to whether it was an integrated culture or not, well, I suspect probably that it was indeed. So these as long as it's an integrated culture, it's good. But I want Macedonians, because perhaps we'll have the option to deintegrate the Babylonians at some point. Although I'm not sure there's going to be a great need for it. Because essentially we have a fair amount of happiness once we deintegrate, say, the Persians and the Aramaics. But there's a great deal of happiness, so we may not need to deintegrate anyone. More to the point, We have a great deal of pop capacity in various areas now, Babylon being fairly high on the list as well. And perhaps I spent another 200 gold. We're going in the wrong direction with this gold. I'm going to move some more pops into cities and then we'll start this war. It's a vast undertaking to get proper ratios and whatnot in these cities. I'm not going to deal with it. And we'll just let them fill up from our warring activities and such. And let's see if, well, when are these guys going to have the food? All right, the space bar is working again. So let's see, what do we have there? We've done that. We have more pop capacity there now. And we will have another shortly. Actually, we have, well, we'll get more. We'll get more. We'll get more aqueducts. We'll have more buildings for the future. For the future. And do you, so these guys are really pretty close. When these guys are filled up, I'm going to summon a Persis levy. And then we'll get them moving towards Armenia and Adiabene. So let's see, this fellow here, we can recruit him. He has various skill sets. Let's learn whether he has advantageous traits. He doesn't per se. Let's see, what of it? Local output, local happiness, 5 stability. 10 PI, 10 PI, or 3 tyranny. We get some popularity there. The guy gains some loyalty, so never bad. Local slave happiness there for 120 months. 120, 120. We get happiness. Perhaps the correct answer is what of it? We lose a bit of stability. What of it? What of it? We'll get more for free. We have a religious advance. So we have taken the bookbinding. Our maximum theoretically is normal taxes. And we have 141 now. And we are no closer to having a royal army than we were previously. We're going to take this anyway. We're going to get on the way. Active drill is next. We get discipline. We don't have it now. Do we have a route or 2? We don't have 2 routes, and we'll not worry. So let's get learn the truth here. We'll have wait for that to fill up. 1 more month. We've done it. We've done it now. So we are going to take these Persian traditions immediately as well. I think we should be able to access that and get a planes combat bonus. What's the number that we need? 291. That's rising quickly. I don't think we are going to have the ability to do that for very much longer. In fact, we're going to take it right now on general principle. So we now have access to the Persian traditions, the rural specifically, and we'll get we'll work our way down this path here to this 25% sooner than later, really. But we don't have the military experience. These guys are filled up. They have a sufficient amount of food. We'll get this guy, say, down here. We're going to move this guy over here. Let's check the fort situation. This is Armenia. There's a fort there. There's no fort there. And that's where we're going to go with this fellow here. We're going to go down to here. And we'll bring this army here to that area, or that territory. We'll redeploy this fellow here. What we need to do is draw up a Persis levy as well. Dorista. Let's get this guy rolling up towards the war theater, which would be here. Okay, so what we need to do is get mercenaries as well. This is not... I probably should have left our government as it was, as we were making 136, and now well, we need mercenaries is what we need. And again, I'm going to find some. It's a long process. There's no reason to include it in the video. I'll be back. Well, we're going to get this wonder when we get this wonder. We're going to hire this bruiser. Don't need any trouble with these guys. We're going to send him up to this area here. See if we can assault these forts, I think. Perhaps deal with these Adiabenians. I think there's a Mercus over here that I found. This fellow has a decent marshal. He has a decent configuration. We'll get him as well. We're going to get him up towards Adiabene. I want to get that area completely occupied so that they can't send any levies, etc. at all. After the beginning of the war. I want to get those guys out of the war as soon as is possible. This fellow here as well he has a 70. He's fairly expensive, but we'll just do it. We'll just do it. I'm going to get this guy rolling over to this area here and see if we can deal with this. Okay, so everybody's moving. We'll call up the levies of Media, Syria, and Assyria when we're a little bit closer to the conflict here. Syria can call up someone here and send him up there. Media is directly on the front, so we'll just have to call up the Syrian levies a bit before the war starts, before calling up Assyria and Media. So I have a claim here on Kalinga and Armenia. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be a fairly long war here. We have another advantageous claim. This 103 is probably a better idea than not. We'll have that. We'll take some for ourselves, some for Crayon, and we'll carry on. Let's see, a fortress. We get 1,500 manpower. I'd imagine we're probably topped out. Get a foundry. That sounds a little bit more useful than not. We'll have that. And cults of sanction. We finished that again. And we'll keep a couple in the bank. This guy is headed up there. These guys are not even close to their destination. They're sawing through the food. This guy will get, he's recovering his morale and such. These guys are approaching. Who was that? Kalingian Revolt. Get this guy drilling once he arrives. We've given ourselves away. We're just performing a border inspection clearly. Alright, we have a claim on the Bosporan Kingdom. I believe we have created that client state at great expense. Again, the Macedonian Hellenic, and we only need the one claim because our client state will annex that. Let's go ahead here and bring up the Syrian levies, or Syrian levy, right there. We'll get him moving toward the front here immediately. Get him up here. There don't seem to be a lot of forts in the area per se. Where are you going again? Here, all right. And then we're going to call up the Assyrian levy as well, which should be a half decent size by now. Let's see here. Persis, we have light infantry. Well, we'll see how all that goes over with our horse archer and heavy cav friendly Armenian levies, or at least armies that they usually call up. Alright, so these guys are essentially ready for some action here. I think we're getting to the point where we are ready for some action as well. There's a lot of smaller armies wandering about in various areas. There's more border inspection, don't worry, don't worry. And let's see here. I think we are essentially ready for the conflict to begin. We can call up more levies here in Assyria. Let's learn where these forts are. There don't seem to be any here, so why not call up the levy right there, and we'll proceed inward. And we have another levy in Media we can call up, and we'll call them up, say here. And I think that is essentially everyone who is available, who's in any reasonable proximity. I believe Parthia probably could call up a levy. I'm not sure as to the size. Let's learn the truth of it here. Stop that. Gets hung up on these. So there's not much to say for Parthia. Not worth the war exhaustion. We'll keep them in reserve. Should they be needed. Should they be needed. So we have no available routes per se there. Let's check that all of our resources are in order. Elephants, iron, horses. We have done it, and we now only make 65 per, or 57 per. Well, we'll live through it. What we're going to do here immediately is declare war. He has picked up another ally somewhere. Or actually, I think he's lost an ally somewhere. I think this fellow is over in this area somewhere. There he is here. Well, okay, so we have a fair number of claims on Armenia somehow. I must have filed a few over the years or something, or... Well, I guess I have done it. What's going to be our goal? I'd imagine right here. Right there's a reasonable goal, is not. It's close to our various... Let's do that. Let's do that. Is there a fort there? And we don't know. We don't know. Let's stop that. And there's no fort in this territory here. We'll rush right for the capital and see about taking it out. That's here. I'm just going to be doubly sure on that. Amardoi, and all of our clients are in, and it's on. It's on. Various things we're not importing any longer. We'll go down to speed 4 here. Let's see, we seem to have lost a something from our capital. We don't really know what it is as yet, though. But imagine it's probably stone. No, it's not. It's it looks to be honey. We don't have a surplus of honey any longer, so we'll see if we can import a honey from our friends in Egypt. There we go, we've done that. That's all in order there, and let's begin the conflict here. Okay, so this is this guy is right in this area here. That's okay. That's our own territory. So this area does not have a fort. We'll go right here. We want to get here to Cryopolis ASAP, and we want to do that decidedly with an army. Let's see if we can get up. Well, maybe we'll go here. We'll get this ball rolling there sooner than later. Now, these are levies. And we'll go here and there. As to whether one of these guys probably should hold the rear, because these guys are going to come out and ravage our high-density territory here. High population density. And, well, what is that? Oh, look at that. Armenia is at war with Egypt. So, that's good for us. Good for us indeed. It looks as though they want to put it to the Egyptians. And we'll put it to them. So let's see. There's a fort here. We may as well get on that. We'll head here immediately. Maybe this guy refreshes food in some manner. Or maybe we'll just get that fort down to sooner than later. I think everyone can move. It's a relatively small battlefield, and we will carry on. Here's where I want to know where their troops are. We seem to have found them. Can we get to these guys? We can't get there, so it looks as though we have yes, 8 archers, horse archers. That's a fairly decent looking army right there the fellow has. We'll stay away from that guy for now and carry on with our efforts. We have the discipline available now, and we'll have it immediately. Let's see if that's the right coordinate. So this is on the way to cohorts. We have to take both of these paths there, so we'll go to active drill. This one does not connect there in any way, so onward we go. Onward we go. We've taken that. I think we can proceed here. Barbarians somewhere. Where are they? Yeah, that's nice. There's only 2 of them, and we have a fort. Hopefully Kalinga will take care of them. And we don't need the war exhaustion, as we're going to be getting quite a bit of it sooner than later, I think. So let's carry on and watch this. So this guy has done his thing there. There's a fort here. We may as well get on it. They're a little strung out. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've done this as well. I head up. Maybe we'll send this guy. We'll not worry about that fort. Perhaps we'll send this fellow up there, and we'll keep pressing on this way. As for what goes on in that fort, who knows? Really, who knows? The Egyptians are over there. The Armenians are there. Who knows? Really. Okay, this guy has done his thing. We may as well send our proper army down here. He still hasn't refreshed any food. Well, we may need to relieve him at some point. We may not. Who knows? Who knows? This guy seems content to hang out behind his forts. This area should auto-occupy. I think we want to siege down or assault this fort and just get that ball rolling. Okay, so we've done that here. We'll go here. This is proceeding in a fair clip, really. Marshal advances. We have a claim on Nabatea now. I think we may want to go down there next. I'm not sure, depending on how much aggressive expansion we end up with. So we have a new advance. Discipline and experience decay or reinforcement speed. And I go for experience decay and discipline. We have the 10% reinforcement in play. We'll certainly take that next. Onward we go. I want to get some of these Persian traditions rolling. And another deified ruler with a special ability of add plus 12% to the religious advance progress. Let's take a look there and see. That's humming right along already at level 8. 135. On we go. The Armenians seem to... They're off elsewhere. The Bean is here. The Samerks. Levy. This guy has food. He does. Okay, so this guy's done his thing. We'll go here. We've won that siege. Is glorious news. And we'll head perhaps over here. I think this guy has gone mad. He wants to siege some of it. We're not stand for it. We're not stand for it. He was going to head off to our rich, fertile crescent area. We'll not stand for that. This guy, we're going to bring it to him. Bring it to him right here. We have him on morale. He's only Tech 1. This is higher order slaughter than I would have imagined at first. This fellow means to occupy some of our territories here that we want. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much we can do about it, really. So we've won here, and well, we have indeed done it. We've done it. It's over for that guy. Where are we gonna go now? Let's proceed over here. We'll assault that fort towards the ending of the war, which is going to end, I think, perhaps a little sooner than I would have anticipated. We can make it there, and will, Let's see where this guy's going, to that area. There's a levy there. I'm going to assault that fort and get it on here. We've won that siege. He's a little under the weather there. Let's get this guy going there. We're going to send our Merc stack, which still has a fair amount of heavy infantry and such over here. And we have this levy. Wow. This is really ugly for Armenia and company. It's uglier than I would have imagined. Than I would have bet, really. Can we get that guy? We can get him. Where's he going? Well, that's where we're going to get him. We're going to get him. Phrygian civil war is over. The Armenians are coming. Uh-oh. Let's see here. That'll get ugly for our fine friends there. They're gonna try to wait a minute here. He's gonna try to reoccupy here as well. Refresh himself there. How about this guy? He's the first levy. Maybe we'll just leave it. We'll send this Merc up here and deal with that madness up there. Siege is won here. And it looks like it's over for this guy. He has no place to create any new levies. And these guys are going to stack wipe right into our occupation or siege effort there. We're going to head here immediately. Displace that fellow again. We're doing that. Good for us. Poor Crayon. This guy has food. He has plenty of it. Shipwrecked here. We lose a little bit of money. Where is this area? I think this is the one where we get free stuff. Free, I see. Free provincial improvement or local import route. We need a local import route? If I had to say, probably not. I mean, it's not bad. We could import various things. Make a little bit of money over the game, but 1,700 gold is quite a bit of gold, really. This fellow is very loyal. And let's see whether he has the funding. He doesn't have the funding. He'll go to jail, unfortunately. So we either spend 500, make him loyal, or spend 1,100 and get an import route. We're going to go for the route. Why not have it? Now we have two. Now we have two. So we'll carry on here. This fella's completely occupied. I'd imagine we can't piece up. Look at that. How the heck have we done that? I don't rightly know. We control... the war started about a year ago. And Adiabin is an ally of Armenia. Maybe it's some weird thing to where we are their former tributaries or something of us. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We're going to get this out off the books and not worry about the hows or the what. Well, that'll just tank our stability. We can do it at our leisure, I suppose. But there's no hurry. There's no hurry. Poor Crayon. Got themselves into some trouble there, but they have reinforcements on the way. A little late, unfortunately, for them. We need to reinforce this. Where is that area? Here. I'm going to get there. Crayon has more levies on the way. This guy, he just mows about doing whatever, really. We need to get on the ball here and over to do something productive. We can't make it there. This fellow here, we need to get to this area. Or actually, maybe we go right here. That guy's going there. We'll go here. We'll go here. We'll get that. Well, we'll go here. This guy mows about as well. We must have stack wiped that other army. We get some access from Egypt. I doubt it, but who knows, really? Who knows? Maybe they give it up. Not stand for it. Well, there's no way to get at this Armenian territory, nor do we really care. This guy's gone mad. He didn't run off. He got away is what he did. We're going to go here immediately with this army. And this guy, we're going to send him over here as well. Arrives this guy. Looks as though we've defeated this guy. We're going to go up here and reinforce the Crayonese. We have a claim on this area now. We'll be able to claim it in our war settlement, which is coming on quickly. Is this a merc? We don't have a breach. We don't care either. We're going to down that fort ASAP. These mercs are a tough lot there. They've done it. How much does this guy have left? Well, not much. That's not much. But that's what he gets paid the big money for. We're going to send him up here as well. And, I see. We're going to send him over here and deal with this levy. What drives that area? We don't know. We don't know. We're going to get that levy. We're no longer importing furs. What of it? What of it? We're victorious in that area. I say we assault that fort immediately. Do we have the chops for it? We don't even have a breach. We don't have two engineers, unfortunately. Well, we'll just wait. We've caught this guy out. This guy, it's over for this guy here as well. On to a new area. I'm gonna assault that area when we've had it with this fort there, clearly. Who is this guy? Has a fair chance. Neither are employed. We'll send the top choice there. Siege is one. We're gonna get this guy as well. We've engaged this guy up here. sort of stumbled on him, and so I think this guy is headed back. Who even knows where? And we need to get this fort down as well. We'll get that assault going there. We've won that siege there. We'll get this fellow down to friendly what goes on here? We need to get this poor Merkman. We'll get him here. What drives this guy? We don't know what drives him. It's 97 war score. I think we need to get this ball rolling as well. We knocked off some. We got this guy up there in Crayon. We'll head down to enemy territory, or a friendly enemy territory there. This guy, he's gone mad over to this area. What drives him? He wants to go there for some reason. It's unknown why. We have 99 war score now. We need to get this fort down. We've done it. We don't have any heavy infantry here. We need to get this guy down to this area immediately. Close this war out. Close it out ASAP. Get off the political thing. All right, there we go. This guy, he's going somewhere in some way. Where exactly? It's not known. It's not known. This guy is sieging back his territory here. Let's see, 5% integrated culture. Bactria loses 30 opinion. What is the Bactrian opinion? I'd imagine it's quite high. 192. Well, I'll not worry about their opinion as it's high enough for us. This guy, where is he going? I bet he's going to a provincial capital somewhere. We won that siege. We just need to reoccupy this provincial capital. We'll get it to Crayon. And then we will be able to proceed to annex much of this area. And we'll do that. The head of the family is gone. Where's the capital? It's here. Where's this guy going? He's going to this area. And that is about to do it. Right here it is. It's all over. It's all over. So let's take a look here at what we have available. We have some claims, I think, close to our territory. So first we want to separate peace out with these guys, right? We can't separate peace. We could have done it before, but now we can't. Well, we shouldn't have been able to in the first place anyway, so good for us, good for us. Maybe this guy's perfect. Who knows why? Who knows? Whatever the case is, we want to take that out as part of the deal. So we're going to grab that, and completely take the guy out for 19 war score. Let's sort by war score versus aggressive expansion. And we'll stumble on our claims. Okay, so there we have 9 of 9. Here we must have a claim. We do have a claim there, and we'll take it. It's a little bit of aggressive expansion. I think we have one here as well. It says, do we want all of these areas really for all that aggressive expansion? I don't know. I suppose it's not a poor idea. Let's see if there's any... it's a median area there. That's good for us. Okay, so this is maybe all that I have a palette for presently. And then we'll give the rest of these territories to our client state of Crayon. And see about if he can make something of the area, convert it and such. We'll want to have this for, well, have Crayon take this as well. And we'll have Crayon take that. that as well for Crayon. Some of these areas are, shall we say, slow to integrate. I wonder whether it's exactly the proper move or not. I don't know. Crayon may be integrating for some time indeed. We'll see about that's borders us. So let's see about the ability of to piece out with these various areas. Now we'll have. Okay, so Crayon will take that. Crayon will have that. Crayon will have that. That. And maybe that. What's the it'll cost 9 and increase aggressive expansion. So it'll cost 9. That's theoretically doable. And we perhaps should look into creating taking one territory, say here, or perhaps for a new client state that can annex the rest of these Armenian territories, or more decidedly the Egyptian territories that are now in Anatolia. Where can we do that? I don't think we can take this particular territory, but we could take Corny. What is our situation? I believe we have one client state available. We're at 97 war score presently. We have claims on these territories, so it's probably bad form to use a client state to annex them, as we've paid like the 80 political influence already. Well, we're going to take Corny just because. Just because. We'll see about. We'll leave ourselves the option. Scroll down. Starts with a K. The alphabetization does not work. There it is right there. So we have that 98. That's good enough for me, really. Good enough. We could take another territory here, I suppose. I'm going to take it just on general principle. I'll be back. You know what? 98 is good enough. Let's go ahead and hit this button. We'll learn the truth of exactly what we have taken. So, Crayon all up through here. We're taking that. And that. So mostly Crayon, a couple of provenances for ourselves here. And we'll see what happens when we hit the button. It looks to have gone through as specified. Good for us. And we now have a 32 aggressive expansion. No prisoners abroad. So we can imprison these guys and then release them into our character base. So I'm going to release these various imprisoned characters. I'll be back. Okay, let's stand down those levies. I released all those prisoners. We should disband all the levies. This guy is still about. He's probably locked in movement. He is. We'll leave him here. We can probably stand down our mercs as well. There's no reason to carry on paying them, as we're not going to immediately move to another war, and if we do, we'll just hire another batch. How about you? He's moving. Get him there. This guy, I think, can be disbanded. We'll let a moment pass here. Okay, this guy, first levy of Persis, we can stand him down. So now we have none. This fellow, just wait for him to move. Stand him down as well. We'll take a look at our funding level. 121, research, 153. Well, that works. That works. So we're making 121 again. We have a fair amount of income. We have our 3 main armies, the Royal Guard there. And I'm going to take a look at what we're going to do next. I suspect it will be a march down to Nabatea and see about engaging them. Let's see if we can get another claim going there. I don't think we have a really viable claim. Luckily, we have access. We can march right down through here and secure this area. We're going to need some food. Do we have any more supply trains that we can call up? We have a couple more, and probably not a bad idea. We'll grab a supply train for this fellow. And we'll grab another supply train for army number 2 here. We can't do that. How about army number 3? They're outside of our range. So let's get these guys put together here and a stage there. They're going to build out some various buildings. I think there's no reason not to show it. That's actually where this game is at right now, provincial loyalty and buildings. So speaking of provincial loyalty, well, it looks as though the area is loyal. Okay, so I doubt we're going to be needing that fort. How many pops reside there? A fair number. We can lose that. That. Just a bit overpopulated. What of it? And we'll build, well, it's loyal, so why worry? Let's move these guys, say, out to this area. And from the overpopulated city, we have Persians, Colchians, Cappadocians. Good enough. So I think, let's see, we'd probably want to populate our new cities that we have here in Media from the Armenians. Let's learn, how much is Armenia going to be menacing us? Actually, that's not even our area, so okay. Let's learn what we have here. We need to grab, we have 2 new cities here, neither of which is particularly filled. We'll lose that. Let's get a bunch of pops in this area. It should be, well, it will be food positive. And we'll get these surrounding territories down to a level of 4. We may probably go lower, as we probably need the pops for the other city in this territory. Now, these guys will indeed become more productive, as their output will rise due to the higher civ value in these cities. Half a mind to build foundries and whatnot. Well, anyway, we need to get that wonder going is what we need to do. Let's see if we can get some pops from, yeah, we ran out of pops. Well, we're going to take some pops out of here. Get down to level 4 in these various areas. Alright, so this area I'm quite certain is non-Hellenic. It is Zoroastrian heavy. I'm going to go ahead and get a temple here, and they're happy for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure as to why. We're not worried about it just right now either. This is Armenia proper. This is our new territory. So we have 1 city. I think this province is food challenged, if I recall correctly. There is another couple of livestock territories, so let's just move some pops into that city. And we'll go down to level 4 again. We'll probably need to go lower, but who knows, really? Latina there. Well, we'll move more. And these guys are not going to be Hellenic. We'll build a temple. Alright, so those are 2 territories. I think we took 1 more province somewhere. Here. Let's see how many cities are there. Yeah, exactly. None. Zero cities, and I would imagine they are quite discontented because they don't have a governor. Let's see. We have 30 pops we can move here, and another 20 pop capacity there. So that's 50 pops we can get out of this troubled area and into this area here. How many pops capacity here? Another 20. So we could move 70 out of this area if we wanted to. Truth of the matter is, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to build a barracks here. We're going to concentrate these various pops onto this barracks. We're not going to build a city. I'm going to go down to as many as we can just get out of this area. And then we'll move the rest out to our cities that need pops. We'll move them out of this. Well, first we'll place a governor. Let's see what we're looking at here. This is a fairly high order skill set there. For an area without a city, we're going to go to the bottom of the list here first. Well, this fellow looks is a Seleukid, unfortunately. This Menid fellow is just a bit of corruption. Is it going to rise? No, it's not, so we'll place him down. This is a 0.06. That'll change once we get the malcontented pops out. So let's see, we'll just move as many pops down to, say, level 2 as we can. There. You do this after each conquest. You have less trouble going over the longer haul. We'll get this area just in case we have another war with these guys. I want to have at least 2 pops, so I have a chance not to become decolonized. And we'll move these guys out as well. Let's see if I've done it again. That's the same area. That's the same area. Alright, so we're going to move these guys here. And we'll see what happens to the loyalty. Presently it is minus 0.10 down, and we'll see what happens after we move these pops out. So they're out, and it's 0.04 down. So we've done ourselves some good. We need to get these pops either to this city or this city, so we'll move them here from there. And onward we go. It should reveal itself readily because it should show as overpopulated. It does. We'll get some of these guys there. This area has various aqueducts. It doesn't have anything. It's just a very high population city. We'll get, well, we'll move these guys from Isla into this new city. And that should do it. Is that area going to assimilate anytime soon? No, but we have a lot of wrong culture bonuses. And we'll not worry about it either. So I think that is... we already had this area. We have Corny there. Maybe move some pops out of Corny. Do we have a city? We do. We'll go move some pops out of Corny into Tomesia. Okay, so let's do that. And then we'll maybe make a client state in Corny. Let's see here. So I have 1 pop left. We can move a Macedonian Hellenic and then create a client state and get the ticker rolling. We'll get some Hellenics out. Hellenic, this guy there. Hellenic. We've done that. In this area, we have a temple there. Good for us. We spent, we're going the wrong way with money again, unfortunately for us. But I think that's essentially everything we just took. And I'm going to figure out a plan. I will be back. Well, you know, I actually think we have the plan. All we need to do is take a status of our new situation. 568. About 50 years or thereabouts, Crayon integrates. Kita 528, right around the corner, 10 years. This fellow here, the timer is ticking on him as well. Unfortunately, we only have so many armies that we can muster in the various locations because we don't have the royal army. I think we go down here and then see about in warring with Nabatea. He's allied with Takif, and I don't think that's probably going to be much trouble either. We'll just leave him be. And then we'll be able to perhaps create a client state here. And if Egypt does indeed declare war on us at some point, before we're ready, we can fight a mighty battle and maybe take less aggressive expansion as our client state proceeds down into these various areas here, which are claimless and very difficult to come by without incurring a great deal of aggressive expansion. So maybe we could have our client state take that and that, that and that, or that, and then just set it to integrate at some point. That would be the plan. Let's see if we can work it through. I just surveyed the board, took a look, about to hit unpause the game here and get those guys headed down towards our war goal. I opened up this provincial provinces matrix here, and it looks as though everything is in order here. This area is just ever so slightly disloyal. Is there anything we can do for it? It doesn't really appear so. So apparently can lose that. This area is, let's see, the governor corruption. We'll not worry about that. We'll just carry on and take another look down here. Anything really hardcore down? That area as well, for whatever reason. It's falling by 0.05 because we just moved a bunch of troops there. We don't have that. The governor corruption again. We'll build a temple in this area, offset it by 0.03. That'll make 0.02 down only. Alright, what else do we have? Everything else looks to be on the up. Generally speaking, our stability, unfortunately, is going to fall. And then we have a corrupt governor here as well. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot that can be done about that. We'll just have to wait for these guys to... Perhaps we'll build a temple there or a theater. It won't help, but it will assimilate these guys faster. Let's see if we can condense some of these pops into the city and make a bit more money than not. Maybe that'll help them be happier as well. Who knows? If we get them combined there, we'll get them assimilating and such. Is that I'm gonna take a quick look here. So let's see here. This is the city, right? I'm sure I know this, and I'm sure I've forgotten it. Let's see here. Civ value. Let's see if the civ value is output and not happiness. It doesn't appear to be so. Well, they'll be more productive, is what we know. Let's carry on here and get down to Nabatea. We're going to incur more aggressive expansion with that effort. Some barbarians in somewhere. Let's see. And we probably have a very small garrison here, or levy force. Let's see what we have available in Gedrosia. Levies in Gedrosia. Stop that. Gedrosia, we have exactly, we have 4. This guy has a fair contingent. I'd imagine we'll probably take a bath. We can try, or we'll just not worry about it, is what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll just not worry about it and let this guy have his way with the civ value of the area. We'll carry on, Let's see, we'll dislodge the pirates if necessary. Again, lose a 10 popularity. We gain 10 popularity. We don't really need it. Why not have it? Why not let the pirate colony flourish? There we have a new governor. Any other than Corny there? We don't. Let's see, we'll have someone we don't have to pay so much and won't go mad. Obsessive here. This guy will go mad. He'll turn pretender almost. Well, maybe we'll get Praxabulis a job there. I never replaced royal family, but this is a very small power base area. So maybe he won't go pretender on us. Who knows? Let's get these territories or provenances here set for automatic trading. Get that. There's quite a few of them. And that's our capital. We'll not do it. I'm assuming that our mainline armies are going to be able to take Nabatea and company on their own. We'll learn the truth shortly. Barbarians again, well, we'll get that guy, just not right now. This guy has to go all the way around Armenia, unfortunately. Well, it's good for us. We'll burn down some aggressive expansion while we wait. We make quite a bit of money. And we'll make our slush fund for our wonder back. Okay, let's get moving down here. One more barbarian. We're going to dispatch these guys with a... I see. It's over for them now. It's over for them. We'll not stand for it any longer. Let's see. This guy's gone mad as well. So what goes on here? Looks as though he has the terrain there. Have a 3. Well, maybe we'll just wait. We'll see what the fellow has in mind there. We'll have the terrain. We'll see what goes on. What these guys are moving. We'll watch this battle. He's gone back here again. Pop growth, commerce income. We don't need a navy. We don't even have one. Where's he going? Mazir, I see. We've done it. Now we can disband all of our levies. And we'll carry on. Let's get these guys doing some drilling. We'll get one guy forward here to Iridu. We'll get this guy to this area and wait for our other... He just mulls about in that area. Well, we don't really need any aggressive expansion right now anyway, as we have a fair clip of it and we're burning through stability. Let's get some drilling going. Get a full food, a full belly here. I think we have another legion we can call up, another cohort. I think we do. We have let's see, this guy has 4 supply trains, 3 supply trains. We'll have another. And this guy has, let's see, we need another supply train there as well. So we've done it. We're at 71 to 71. We have 4 supply trains. Why does this guy have more troops than the other? He has, let's see, so that's one more engineer is the thing. Alright, so what are we looking at now? We can probably proceed and not hire a massive horde of mercs or levies and such and bank this money. And hopefully by the end of this war, we'll be able to have the funding for our wonder that we're looking to build. I think I'll build it in Seleukid Megalis so the area is not, or is protected by a fort. I wouldn't want some random combatant coming by and raising our wonderful wonder. So let's see about getting these guys moving. That's the variables the same. It looks as though they are. Let's do it. We're gonna get this guy going down here. We should get this guy here. We'll get this guy there. These guys are sawing through their food, I'm sure. These areas are brutal for attrition. Prosperity here, what do we have? 6 stability. We'll have it. Do we need it, actually? Yeah, we're going to come into more aggressive expansion. Let's see here. We'll probably make a bit more money and get our wonder generated faster than not, really. This will juice this by 15%. Is that another 15 per turn? And our stability is our stability. We're going to take the tax. We want the gold here. Looks like a governor is gone here. And we're going to place a new governor immediately. Let's see if we still have the families here. So the Fertakers need a position to become grateful again. Let's see if we can do that. This fellow here, he has he's a high loyalty. He doesn't have various skills. He's obsessive. Let's learn this area here. This fellow is an 8. And he does not have the obsessive trait. So if I had to say, we'd probably want this guy. Let's the Acrotatids. Let's see, the 5 of 5. We need that guy in his position. We'll just place that guy down here. Well, we could actually place him. Let's put this fellow there. And then we'll have this, one of the scorned families. We'll place him in that position. Let's see, it's a decent-sized region. We're going to go through until we see the scorn. It's a 40 corruption and a 1. We're going to go with this fellow here. Okay, so onward we go. Onward we go. I think we're ready for speed 4. And we are ready for war. Let's see, the same variable here. We have Takif. We have a claim here. And we will, let's do it. Done that. Various things we're not importing. We'll check that at the end of the month. And we're going to get these guys hopping along. Let's see what we have here. We're going to have them all head down immediately to engage the enemy fort here. We're going to assault it ASAP. In fact, we're going to speed 5 it while they're on their way down. There's really not a lot that can be done. And we still, oh, look at that. We have another grouping that we can use here. A surplus that we can create. Let's see, noble output. That's not a bad idea. Do we have any other happiness? I think our freeman happiness could be augmented by 8% if we get some fish. And that's probably a better idea than not. We'll grab some fish from our friends in Egypt. And we'll have some fish from Libya as well. That should do something for our provincial loyalties. And we'll carry on. We gain 2 legitimacy. Okay. Philosophos. Ooh. He has a 12. Well. Okay, so maybe we should take a quick look at our character base here. I think we just... Okay, so... We probably want to adopt this guy, or grant him citizenship. We'll allow him to teach... what is our Philosophos again here? That's our legitimacy, man. This guy is a bit... we're gonna scorn that family. This has a zeal. He has a 0 zeal. Well, this guy's a bit off, and we're not gonna worry about him or his madness. He's non-primary carry. Off he goes. We're not worried about his activities and such. We're gonna carry on with our warring effort here. He'll just create scorn problems. We don't need that kind of trouble, really. Let's see what we have here. We have a +3 there, no breach. These guys are running a bit low on food. We'll let one more click go by here. I see someone's giving us some camels. Good for us. We're not stand for it any longer. We're not stand for it any longer. We'll go on to this area here, assault that as well. Uh-oh. Apparently we're all out of... okay, so... Let's see if we can retreat. Uh-oh. Looks like a bloodbath for us. Can we make it to the provincial capital? We can't. Yeah. We'll have to go here. We'll have another guy go here. We tried. We're going to starve to death. It's happened a few... Look at that. We've done it. Alright, well. Now we'll go here as well. And here. We'll go there. And I think that's everywhere almost. We'll go here as well. Let's see, we lose popularity, local pop happiness, okay. Yeah, why not do it? Lose a bit of popularity, people will be happier than not. Go ahead here, I see. We need a pirate. We don't have a pirate. Rats. So much for my plan for my client state. How do we get a pirate? I bet there's one to be had about this area. I'm gonna find one, I'll be back. There's some serious wonkiness with these pirates. If you look here, there's supposedly a pirate here. I don't really see him. Theoretically, we can recruit him. Let's do it. Where's the guy? He's here. He didn't show on the map, that's for sure. So we're going to get up here immediately. And proceed up to this area. Where's he going? Okay, so... Oh, he wants to de-exile himself, I see, so... That's the problem, yeah. Maybe we'll hire this guy as well. We'll get him up there. That's right, the exile thing, man. I could have planned this out better, perhaps. We're burning down a fair amount of aggressive expansion. We don't really get all that much incentive to be at peace, so maybe we'll just mull about this area, eat the enemy's food. We'll let this guy go. And we'll see how soon that other pirate fleet makes it to this area. And let's see here. This area has a sufficient amount of food. There's a fair amount of food here as well. We'll not worry. We'll not worry. We'll just see about dispatching the enemy. I think he's going to run off. Got some barbarians here. Suppose we could call up a levy. This war could go on for some time, really, as to this barbarians' activity. Well, maybe we'll see about the dispatching said barbarian. Gonna get him. We'll get some military experience in that manner as well. Bountiful harvest. We get 1,000 gold, or 3. We'll take the 1,000. We almost have the 10,000 for our wonderful wonder. Where's this guy going? He's going back in here. Well, if he comes back, we got a little something for him here, clearly. What goes on here? We're mulling about. Let's get up to this area here. We'll do some drilling. Get some drilling here as well. Defeated them. They came back. He's gone. He's come back this way. Well, a little something for him. Why not go up there? This area has a sufficient amount of food. We'll carry on. Where's our fleet? It's on its way. Fast-moving Liburians. Burn down our aggressive expansion. A minor addendum here. 6. Yeah. We'll take it. We'll take the stability. Make our pops happier than not. We'll just wait. We could be off doing some other thing. Warring up here in the Bosporan, the steppe here. What happened here? That day, we could take that area for our client state. Well, we'll not do it. We'll just take this area here. Let's see. We've got this guy. He's unemployed. This guy is unemployed as well. Why not send option number 1? We've encountered the enemy fleet. Looks as though we're going to dispatch them. We have a civics advance. We have to get to our Royal Army ASAP. Reinforcement speed. Legion maintenance costs. We're going to have this immediately. Reinforcement speed. We have another omen. We're going to use 12% more religious advancement. How is that? We almost popped to level 9 now. Onward we go. What's our research rate? 154. We need to get some foundries in our I think we have enough for our wonder. Let's learn the truth here. We probably have Seleukid Megalle has various capacities here because we have 5 free invest. We're gonna pop another one here, and we're gonna build this wonder in Seleukid Megalle. We're gonna build a great wonder, and we'll learn the truth of what sort of wonder we can have. We'll go in gold. Could mix that up a bit. We'll go 1, 2, and then 3. Good for us. It looks a reasonable configuration there. More to the point here, tax and commerce. We'll get a bonus there. Let's see here. We have I used this essentially in the last game as well. I'm pretty sure it's the right configuration under almost any circumstance, for at least the way that I play. And then we want to have retaliation procedures, I believe. Let's see if we have there it is right there. This gives us army morale recovery and reinforcement speed as well. How much does that cost? 10,180. Now there is a guy about somewhere. Great Wonder Construction. And let's see if we can find ourselves a proper... I hope that doesn't make me rebuild. I think I have to rebuild the wonder. I should have just built it, and then we can place the right guy. Well, let's find a guy here by traits. We'll go for finesse. And then we'll see if we can find advantageous traits for wonder building. Great Wonder Construction. One of these guys I was looking at had a 5% and 2%. There's a 2% there. I'm going to see if I can find him. I'll be back. I found this guy, 5% Great Wonder construction here, and then another 2% here. He's the governor of Torica. So we need to relieve him in Torica. Immediately here, we'll relieve the guy. And then we're going to place him in command of building our wonder in our capital, which is right here. I'm pretty sure we have to redo the Great Wonder thing. We'll go for building here. We already set that, okay, and it's set there. Remembered, and we have this fellow. Let's see, there's Wonder Construction and Wonder Construction. This guy essentially had the same, but he's only an 8. This fellow is a 9. We'll plop him down. 3,000 days or thereabouts, about a little over 10 years. Why not build it? We have the tax, the government traditions, the reinforcement speed. Let's do it. We've done it. So now all we need to do is finish out this war, find a new governor in Torica, and we can call this an episode and figure out some new plan to do. So I don't think we have Scorn. And we have this fellow here is a fair, has a lot of corruption. Both of those guys do. We just need to find someone without corruption, which is increasingly more challenging to do. This fellow here is a young man. He's not very good at what he does, but he's exceptionally loyal, and we're going to plop him down there and get that ball rolling right along. All right, so let's try to finish this war out and then call this an episode. We've, what is that? Our client state is well, agitated, but I doubt that. Let's check the exact status of our client state's opinion. They lost 20 opinion of us. They have a positive 200 opinion of us. Good for us, So that's not particularly relevant per se. Let's head up here. We're going to go up here and would try to directly cross that way there. I don't think we can. We'll have to send only half. We'll occupy that. We'll call this a war. We'll have that. We've done it. So let's see what we can do here. We'd want to connect these areas to our... Aha, we've done that. And we've done that. That's a lot of aggressive expansion, unfortunately. But in the interest of creating said client state, how much could we take here? Another 5. Another 5 there. That seems like quite a bit of aggressive expansion, but I think we're going to take this guy just completely out. Don't want to mess with him again. And we want to hold this entire region there. Let's just do it. No prisoners abroad. What is that? Lack of trade goods. Precious metals, no problem. Alright, so there's no prisoners. We can imprison these guys and then release. What we need to do here is get the precious metals to our capital territory. We'll probably lose the fish. And we'll get some precious metals instead. That would be a real pisser if I were to actually not have access to these precious metals and then paid all that political influence. It's something that certainly should be paid more attention to than I did, but I know I have access to almost every trade good. But if you're a small tribe somewhere, that could be a huge issue. So I think this war is closed down. We now have a 40 aggressive expansion. We're burning it down at a peacetime rate, and that is going to do it for this episode. Let's take a quick look at how fast we are converting. Yeah. Pretty quickly, actually, especially up through this area. And I think that is going to do it for this episode. Hope to see you in the next one.